In the aftermath of World War I, Finland emerged from over a century of Russian Tsarist rule, securing its independence in 1918. The delineation of its borders with the newly formed Soviet Union was formalized by the Treaty of Tartu in 1920, setting the stage for decades of uneasy coexistence. By the mid-1930s, as Joseph Stalin's grip tightened over the Soviet Union, Finland found itself increasingly under scrutiny. Soviet propaganda painted Finland as a bastion of reactionary fascism, sowing seeds of distrust and animosity. As tensions simmered, the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact of August 1939 reshaped the geopolitical landscape, casting Finland and its Baltic neighbors, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, into the Soviet sphere of influence. While the Baltic states acquiesced to Soviet demands, Finland stood firm, refusing to surrender its sovereignty. At the center of this geopolitical chess match were key figures like Marshal Mannerheim of Finland and Joseph Stalin of the Soviet Union. Their actions and decisions would shape the course of history for their respective nations. Against the backdrop of looming conflict, the Finnish landscape bristled with tension. The proximity of Leningrad, just 20 miles from the Finnish border, fueled Soviet fears of vulnerability to artillery attacks, heightening the stakes for both sides. In the days leading up to November 30th, 1939, tensions reached a boiling point. A series of ultimatums and failed negotiations culminated in the Soviet Red Army's invasion of Finland, unleashing a brutal conflict that would come to be known as the Winter War. As the conflict unfolded, fear and uncertainty gripped Finnish civilians and soldiers alike. In the face of overwhelming odds, Finland's resistance inspired sympathy and support from around the world, even as Soviet troops grappled with their doubts and misgivings. After nearly 4 months of fierce fighting, Finland's defensive forces were overwhelmed by the sheer might of the Red Army. In March 1940, Finland reluctantly agreed to peace terms that saw it cede significant territory to the Soviet Union. But amidst the devastation and loss, Finland's spirit remained unbroken. Despite the bitter taste of defeat, the Finnish people refused to relinquish their independence or their determination to protect their homeland. In the aftermath of the Winter War, as the dust settled on the battlefield, Finland emerged as a symbol of resilience and defiance against tyranny. While the peace treaty forced them to make painful concessions, Finland retained its sovereignty and its identity as a proud nation. As the world looked on, Finland's story echoed far beyond its borders, resonating with those who cherished freedom and independence. The courage of the Finnish people served as a beacon of hope in a world darkened by the shadow of war and oppression. In the years that followed, Finland would rise from the ashes of conflict, rebuilding and reasserting itself on the world stage. The scars of war would fade, but the lessons learned would endure, shaping the nation's identity and inspiring future generations to stand firm in the face of adversity. And so, as the sun set on the Winter War, Finland stood tall, a beacon of unwavering resolve and the triumph of courage amidst hardship. Now, with Finland's entry into NATO, its commitment to collective defense has amplified, casting a new light on its enduring spirit and fortitude amid challenges.